Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again to the Shy Talk Podcast Show, episode 121. We really are getting up to numbers now, aren't we? Mark and Ken.
What's the crack?
We use once again for another episode of the Shy Talk Podcast Show. We have a lot to get through today, Ken.
Yeah, we have a big list today.
Yeah, but, not short on stories. So we've everything on sunburnt arseholes to Fairy Tale of New York.
Which fits in nicely.
Yeah, a little bit for everyone. Like this podcast will have
something for everyone in this one.
Yeah, exactly. So, any crack you during the week? Or
not really.
Since the last time we recorded?
Went to Glasgow at the weekend and forgot my fucking passport. I had to book a second flight and go the next day.
I'm really bad at airports anyway. Like I have so many stupid airport stories.
Yeah, well, Aideen was not impressed. She had to go on her own.
She actually flew out anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
she flew out.
I like how Aideen was just like, oh, well, I'm still going to Glasgow.
Yeah, she's kind of like, fuck you. But then she nearly got mugged.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, some guy was like, she was walking down the street. Some guy had his hand in her backpack.
Yeah, I think I was attempted it at pickpocketed on Saturday. Some guy kind of hit into me and kind of, I think, kind of feel like he was trying to feel for my pocket.
Maybe he's trying to feel you up.
Maybe he was, because he was kind of acting really like he was drunk and staggering, and then hit into me. And I was like, because at first when I seen him staggering, I was like, oh, he's going to try to start a fight.
Yeah,
and I
was like,
like,
drunk idiot.
Yeah, and I was like, no. But then after, it's like, maybe he's just trying to pickpocket me, like hit into me on purpose.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that I'm left-handed, all my stuff is in my left pocket. So
yeah, people always like,
yeah,
being left-handed is good.
Yeah, it has an advantage. It's harder to pickpocket when you're walking down a certain alcohol.
Yeah, because even if you look at people, like you see, everybody keeps like their stuff in the same pockets.
Yeah,
like nearly everybody keeps their wallet in their left pocket.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I don't. I'm left-handed. I keep my phone in my left pocket.
Oh yeah, I keep everything in one pocket, and it's really annoying when
your phone and your wallet and everything's in
one
pocket.
And my keys, and I'm looking for my keys. I'm like, why do I do this?
How big are your pockets?
They're not that big.
How small is your phone? And
no, they take up a lot of room, and it sticks into. I'm like, why do I do this? But every time it's just like a knee-jerk thing. That
just spread things out, man.
Yeah, I need to. But then I guess like if someone is trying to rob like your wallet and everything's just crammed in there, it's harder. It's harder to pull it out. So maybe there's method to my madness.
My dad was nearly pickpocketed once, and he felt that his person with their hand in his trousers, like in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he turned around and he actually knew the person.
Did he like apologize? Or he was like,
no, he just ran away. Like this happened up in Dublin. Like, and he was just like in a shop, and he felt somebody with their hand in his pocket, turned around, and he knew them.
Then they would have known that like who they were pickpocketing.
You would imagine so.
Yeah.
But some people are just really fucking stupid,
or
else they just thought that they were really good at it.
Yeah, they're like, I can pickpocket him.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's an insane skill to be able to do.
Yeah.
You ever see like I can't think of the magician's name, but you can rob a person's watch.
There's a few of them that can do that, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like a proper skill.
Like David Blaine, I think, does it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Darren Brower. Darren
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darren Brown?
Guy. I don't know, I can't remember the guy.
Yeah. Darren the magician.
Yeah, that dude.
That guy. So we should get on with our stories. So TikTok is kind of going viral, and it's a story that I have no idea about. So I'm going to let you take the wheel on this one.
I actually didn't even know what TikTok was until like a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, yes, there's this chair challenge.
Yeah.
It's gone beyond TikTok now, and it's just like an internet challenge thing.
All right.
But apparently only women can do it, men can't do it.
So what is TikTok? Is TikTok now the challenge?
Mark, I don't know. TikTok's just like some little thing where you post little stupid videos or something.
Because I've seen it like
I've never gone on it.
I've seen a trend and I hear TikTok and I was like, oh, it's probably Watchmen.
No, I think it's just like
so I didn't click into it.
Kind of like I don't know, some bullshit where you share little videos, but I think maybe like YouTube, but like they're short videos. They're only like 10, 15, 20 seconds long.
All right.
I think maybe.
Oh, so it's a social media site.
Yeah, some shit like that. But this challenge involves you stand like 2.5 to 3 feet away from a wall, bend it at a 90-degree angle, pull a chair under you, lift the chair to your chest and stand up. Men can't do it. Only women can do it. But I researched why.
Yeah.
And it's to do with your centre of gravity. A women's centre of gravity is around their hips, so they can do it. Their centre of gravity stays kind of intact. When a man does it, it fucks your balance up and your body won't let you stand up because you fall over.
Alright. So, like, is your head against the wall?
Yeah, you put your head against the wall, yeah.
Alright. And you're 90 degrees over.
90 degrees over. Pull a chair, like, under you. And then just, like, pull the chair up to your chest.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Seems simple.
Yeah, it seems really simple. I haven't tried it.
We should do a Shite Talk.
Yeah, we should do it. We might do a Shite Talk video of it.
Yeah, Shite Talk video.
Shite Talk attempts to chair challenge.
Yeah, we'll put up on our Instagram.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty funny. Like, there's lads like falling over and like all sorts of stuff going on.
All right, so yeah, this could end badly. That's what we're saying. But we might attempt to after the podcast. We'll attempt the TikTok challenge.
We might attempt it. See, here we go.
And so it's just because where's women's centre of gravity compared to men's then?
Women's centre of gravity is somewhere around their hips. It's around hip level.
I thought that's where everyone's centre of gravity.
Yeah, apparently, I looked it up, and the scientific explanation is a man's centre of gravity is higher. It's somewhere around like your chest or just below your chest.
All right, so your abdomen. All right, that's weird.
Yeah, I would have thought it had to do with like your height.
Yeah, me too.
Because I always thought like shorter people had like a lower sense of gravity, or
shorter people do have a lower center of gravity because they're shorter. Yeah, that's why like all the heavy weightlifters are short because it's just easier for them to lift weight. The taller people have to lift the weight further up. So
so like I don't know.
It makes sense. I don't. Could we have to do something with height? I wonder if shorter men can do it.
I don't know. There's been no videos of men being able to do it yet.
How tall are you?
Me, like 5'7", 5'8".
So you're not that short. I think the average men height. So we need to get like you're not that short because I'm 6 foot. So I'll be like average height for man. And
should we give it a go?
We'll give it a go. We're a slightly short man, average height man, and we
get everybody in your house right now to do it.
There's only 3 people.
Who's the other person?
My sister.
We get her to do it.
Yeah, well, I guess she can do it.
If she can do it, we can't. Science experiment has been proven.
Yeah, exactly. So will we go on to our next story?
What's the next one?
The next one is about sunburning your asshole.
Okay, let's go with that.
So this all started with influencer on Instagram called Mystic Megan. I don't know why she's famous for. This
is clearly what she's famous for.
No, this is something that she started. This is like a trend. She's trying to trend this. I seen her kind of doing like a yoga pose where she's meditating or praying because she's in a cult. So she started this new thing where she goes out to a desert or somewhere secluded and strips into her nip and points her legs towards the sky, opening her legs, and tries to sunburn or get some sunlight into her asshole for no other practice other than to give her energy and help her see better.
How does she? So she stands on her head.
No, she lies on her back. She
lies on her back.
Yeah, lies on her back.
Oh, with her legs like over her head.
Points her legs into the air.
Yeah.
And opens her legs.
But that's not going to really open your ass cheeks, though, is it?
Well, apparently it does enough. For her, it does it enough. I think she's forgetting what part she's actually sunning. Personally, this might be an anatomy thing with her. But basically, she says this is like from the ancient practices from the Far East, and it goes by Hu Yin is the other name of this, and it means gate of life and death. Apparently, this is where the energy enters and exits the body. It's through your arse. And she does this for only like a few minutes a day, and it gives her instant energy boost. And
She does it every day.
yeah, a few minutes every day, and she has replaced it with she's replaced drinking coffee with this sun ritual. So she just strips down to her nip a few minutes a day, and she must have lived near a desert, or maybe she just does it out her back. I can imagine her neighbours being horrified, looking at their back window of some naked girl with her legs pointed in the air,
spreading her arse at the sun,
and just staying there for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then just leaving, going back into her house. Anyway, so she's trying to get this trend, and she's trying to become an advocate for this permi-sun, or I think there's a name of it called permium. Permium is the name of basically the ritual of what, that's the English translation, or high-in. I think high-in is easier. So in walks Josh Brolin, aka Thanos, aka Gable. Was in the running to be the next Batman. Yeah, that guy. He apparently tried this sun ritual of putting his legs into the air, and maybe he sunned himself for a little bit too long. End up burning his arsehole.
Imagine the pain of that.
Like, not his arse cheeks, his arsehole. He ended up burning his...
That's going to get infected.
Well, apparently he had to ice his arse. He did a bit of ice after hearing about it. He said, "Do not try this." Why did you have to? Why do you have to Why did you have to do this to realize that was a bad idea?
Yeah, like maybe, I don't know.
So I don't know what he did. He must have went out to. I know he must live in California, so it's always so sunny there.
Yeah.
So he obviously went out to, like she did, somewhere. She looked like she was in a desert area.
Up to the Hollywood sign.
Up to the Hollywood sign. He probably didn't have to do it his back. Went to somewhere like a desert and lay in the sun for a little bit too long and burnt his arsehole. And it was like, he seems like an intelligent guy.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He does not seem like an intelligent guy.
But he doesn't seem like a person that would fall for these stupid fads.
He seems like the kind of guy that Thanos would kill.
Or should kill. But just imagine if you're going for a hike and you see
Josh Brolin with his arse hanging out,
legs in the air, and you're like, what? He's lucky he didn't get his balls burnt. But again, so he burned his ass really, really badly because of this permi-sun thing. And so he was meant to go shopping with his family because it's coming around Christmas, and he couldn't go shopping because he had to put aloe burn cream onto his arsehole all day long and ice his ass. He burned it that badly.
How did he avoid burning his balls and stuff?
He must have had his. He might have got a little napkin. And put his napkin over. So you walk past Josh Brolin, and he has his legs there, and there's a little napkin over his gooch, and he's like
a little mankini on him or something.
Oh, just maybe he has his hand there covering it. But maybe he obviously took influence from your one, because he didn't put a photo of himself to this. He probably said he's probably a little bit embarrassed. She had her own photo team come and take a photo of her doing this sun thing. He probably just went on his own. I told his wife he's going out to get milk, and
he came back with a burnt asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. And so he said he got his ass crazy burnt, and I was like,
how does he have kids?
Yeah, he's
imagine how slagged his kids are gonna get.
Oh, you're hoping they're young enough that the kids won't hear about this story.
But even when they get older, surely someone along the way will know that. Somebody's dad, when the kid, if they are young kids, somebody's dad will go, "You're not gonna burn the asshole once."
I don't think this is a story that's going to stick in a lot of people's memories.
You never know.
Yeah, I think people.
Now that it's been on the podcast.
Now it's been on the Shy Talk podcast. Jeff Brolin. I don't think he's going to get any more comic book franchise deals.
I wouldn't say so.
He's definitely not getting Batman.
Arse burnt man.
Yeah, that's if he ever gets Batman, it'd be like Buttman or Burnt Man. Or Burnt Ass Man or something like that.
Yeah, Burnt Ass Man.
Yeah, because comic book fans tend not to forget. So last week we had another fact about sea cucumbers.
Yeah.
And
We're keeping it kind of nautical.
Yeah, we're keeping on a nautical theme. So I decided to. I was listening to a podcast called "There's No Such Thing as Fish." So I thought, perfect idea to steal ideas from podcasts. And so No Such Thing as Fish are done by the guys, the researchers from QI. And they basically started their own podcast, and they do live shows as well as kind of like podcasts in a studio. And basically, their show is basically just facts. They just talk about random facts. And this time it was about crustaceans. And I said, okay, we've already got sea cucumbers. We might as well cover crustaceans. So there's a species of crustaceans that actually went extinct.
Does it have a name? Do we know what it's
They
called?
did have a name. I couldn't pronounce it, so I left it out.
Okay. Seems like the thing to do.
Yeah, like there was a name about the sun ritual. It was like, so I just changed it to an ancient practice because I couldn't pronounce that either. So this wasn't an ancient practice. There was a weird name that I couldn't pronounce, so I just left it out.
Fair enough.
Same with crustaceans as well. A little insight into my psyche. Don't understand it, just forget about it. And so anyway, these random crustaceans took too long to grow their genitals, so they end up going extinct. So they must be one of these fish that after they're born, they either pick if they want to be male or female and actually grow their genitals that they want. And the male species of this are like 1/3 of their body is just genitals.
like they have multiple ones, or it's just like
probably the ball sack dick combination.
Like
the reproduction organs. I don't think they have multiple dicks.
You never know.
They never specified in the podcast if they have multiple dicks, but there's genitals in like a whole. It takes up 1/3 of their body. Like crustaceans aren't that big.
Like that's pretty big.
Yeah, like in ratio.
Like in relation to like the size of what the fuck the creature is like.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's huge.
Imagine if people
it's
were
a giant weight to carry around.
Imagine if people were 1/3 fucking genitals like.
It would restrict your movement. You'd have to
live in a shell at the bottom of the sea somewhere.
Oh, you wouldn't be able really to walk. You'd have to tie like a scarf around you. You'd be like a tail.
Yeah, it'd be fucked up.
Yeah, it'd be really really heavy and really hard to really hard to like hide when you're like having an erection. Like school would be like an impossible embarrassment for like teenage boys.
Isn't it anyway?
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, it is. But like, we always used to say like a peacock would be like pretty bad because like apparently when peacocks are aroused, they flare out their feathers, and that means they're aroused. So like it's like if you're a teenage boy in like secondary school and you had an erection and you're a peacock.
you're just going around with your feathers out.
Yeah, and I'd be like, oh Jesus,
what's up with this guy?
we're talking about sedimentary rocks here. How are you turned on? Like I don't know what's happening to me. Yeah, so like we're just lucky we're not crustaceans and peacocks because like it'd be school would just like a horror show.
Even more so.
Yeah. So so basically it took the male species too long to grow their genitals, and they couldn't adapt to change, and that was basically the reason why they went extinct was because they couldn't adapt to change and they just died off. I thought it was because they didn't have enough male species like with like proper grown genitals to impregnate all the women.
Yeah, surely that would have been a problem as well, though.
Maybe they just had to wait. So that by the time like the male had grown, the like females like, oh thank God, this took for absolute ever. I am nearly dead. And so they are also talking about birds, and there's this species of bellbirds, and it can shout up to 116 decibels. It's the loudest bird on Earth, probably in the universe.
Like, that's fucking really loud.
It is incredibly loud.
Like 116 decibels is like equal to what?
I don't know, but like it'd be pretty close to like a sound of a concert.
Yeah, like that's fucking loud. Like,
Probably even a little bit louder than the sound of a concert.
and like a concert is like multiple people. So like for one little fucking bird.
With amplifiers.
Yeah, one little fucking bird. Like,
Yeah, so like, what do you think this bird does why he has such a loud voice?
you would imagine it would be to like attract, or either attract a mate or to like tell things to fuck off out of its territory.
Yeah, so it's either generally with animals, it's either a mating call or a warning. Yeah. So it's a mating call. This is what this bird does. It shouts attracting mate. Now the mate is right beside him.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like, so there's not much attracting to be done. Like,
Yeah, so apparently what the bird does, it flies down to a female of its species, turns away from it, yells like 116 decibels, and then faces it and yells at the bird. And the girl thinks this is like savage hot. And she's like, "Oh my god, this bird's so loud." Oh.
so it does it twice. It does it once,
Yeah, first
faced away, and then once directly at her.
it kind of like turns away from it, right? And then it starts yelling. And it turns out and looks at it and yells again. With probably
Why?
sexy eyes.
Yeah,
It's the sexy eyes and the yells that gets them every time.
that's what you do the next time you're in a nightclub, Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go around and start shouting at young ones.
Yeah, just turn away from them. You start yelling as loud as you can and face them with sexy eyes and shout at them really loud. See what happens. So that's what it does. And apparently it has amazing abs. So I'll probably have to work on my ab game, because maybe that's what they're singing about.
You need to go to strength and conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. I need to work on my ab game, because maybe that's what they're shouting about. I have savage abs. And the reason it has like, this all scientists found when they dissected the animals that had really, really good abs, and they think it's because like they don't chew their food; they just swallow like whole grapes, and they're like digesting, like they can digest food really, really well. So they have really good digesting muscles, which gives them like a 6-pack.
Jesus.
That, and they're a really large mouth that they can fit whole kind of grapes, and they just spit out the seeds into their mouth and just let it digest. That and the like amazing abs is what gives them such an amazing voice, that they can shout that long.
I'm assuming the bird's not that big.
It mustn't be that big, no.
If a grape is like a massive thing.
Yeah, exactly. A massive thing. Well, I couldn't swallow full grape. Like, that could be the Shite Talk challenge.
You probably could.
Yeah, swallow a whole grape. Actually, don't swallow a whole grape. You're not. You're not.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. If you choke on that, we're responsible.
Yeah,
So
don't do that.
Under no circumstance should you just try to swallow a whole grape.
Get the legal disclaimer out of the way.
The legal disclaimer.
After people have swallowed grapes.
Shut Up Podcast Show is not a condoning any swallowing of whole grapes. Chew your food.
100 times.
Yeah, 100 times. So there's another species of the bird bell as well, and that can yell just under a mile, but that isn't even as loud as the one that shouts as his mate to attract, like while it's right beside it. So that one can shout just under a mile. So imagine the one that yells at its mate is probably over a mile. So it can shout over a mile away.
Like, why does it need to shout that far if it's right beside its mate?
Well, I don't actually know, but I think it's probably because the birds can't distinguish like from what is an attractive mate to, like, it can't see its abs, and it can't see anything. So all the don't want to like be a bit like animal discriminant here, but like it can't distinguish the difference between like an attractive bird bell and an unattractive bird bell. So all it has to go on is its yell. So like it's kind of a show of strength as such. So like if you are really, really strong, then you can yell better. That's the whole logic behind it. So it's looking for a really strong yell. So that'd be like a really muscular.
It just wants a really, really loud bird.
Yeah, it wants a really ripped bird. So it's like, how well can you yell?
That's going to be really annoying.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in the world are they, you know?
No idea.
No.
No idea.
Imagine living somewhere near that. Mating season would be fucking annoying.
Yeah, imagine it, like you had them right beside your house, and like, you wouldn't need an alarm.
Yeah, you'd be just like, fuck off.
You'd probably kill the bird though.
Yeah, you definitely would kill the bird.
It mustn't live near humans, or it would go extinct. So there's another like white. So these are mating rituals, by the way. These two bird facts that you might want to try out next time you're in a nightclub or on a first date. So this one is
On the first day, just roaring at someone.
Why are you leaving? Come back.
I think this next one is the best one.
This next one, yeah,
This is
probably
your first date one.
yeah. You're going for a dinner with a girl. So there's a white parrot that French kisses, and the way a French kisses, it opens his mouth and flicks each other's tongues. So they go back and forth, flicking each other's tongues, which you might be thinking, oh, that's really
pretty normal.
That's cute. That's not. Yeah, it's not normal for birds, but it's nice. But then what the males do is they regurgitate their food and spit it into the females' mouths. And that's considered attractive for the females. You're like, ooh.
You'd only have to buy one meal.
Yeah. So the girl will be watching you eat your steak. She's like, "Oh, that steak's going to taste really good.
That's going to be really good."
Yeah, exactly.
Regurgitation time.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, put extra gravy on that. Oh yeah, make sure you get some of those mushrooms there as well. Oh yeah, I love potato.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there watching you eat your food, going, "This is going to be amazing. It's a really nice restaurant." And then what you do, you just spit it all into her mouth.
Yeah, they have a separate little area for regurgitation.
Yeah,
After you finished eating, you have to go to this separate room and regurgitate.
Oh no, it would be just so normal. Yeah, people are like, "Are you regurgitating in public?
Yeah.
Get a room,
Yeah,
you sickos."
you weirdo.
This is not the restaurant where you just regurgitate on your girlfriend.
Like, that's a weird
Sitting
thing.
down for Christmas dinner, your parents start regurgitating their food into
Oh, sick.
like, Dad, 9 here.
That's a really weird mating ritual. Like.
Yeah, it's very, very weird. It started out really nice, and you're like, "Oh, that's nice." And then it turns like incredible. You actually, well, we're on animals. You actually were talking about a story. Is it Russia that they're doing this cow thing?
Oh yeah, in Moscow.
Moscow, yeah.
Yeah, they're using VR to relax cows to make them produce more milk. This story comes from Forbes, so like it's probably pretty like.
Yeah, it's pretty legit. Like
Pretty legit.
Forbes is a reputable journalist brand.
So like the Ministry of Agriculture in Moscow announced that they have a team of researchers and vets that are after developing VR headsets for cows, and the whole purpose of it is to convince the cow that it's not winter. So they're hoping that it'll calm the cows down. The cows will think that it's warmer, and they'll like relax more in the fields, and they'll produce more milk. And so far, all that they've found is that it makes the cows less anxious, and it increases the emotional mood in the herd. But so far, there's been no increase in milk production.
So like they think like, oh, I put this VR headset, and the cows are going to forget how cold it is outside,
Yeah, the cows are going to like just totally forget.
even though they're outside.
Yeah.
Or maybe they bring them inside.
Yeah, maybe they because they won't need to be outside.
Yeah.
They would think that they're outside, so they might put them into a barn or something.
Yeah, and have a heater.
Have a little
And
heater
they're
and
like,
VR headset on them, and they go, "Oh, it's summer."
I never realized that cows are seasonal when they drink milk or make
Yeah,
milk.
I didn't know that either.
So it's all to do, obviously, all to do with temperatures and how relaxed they are.
Yeah, and apparently they've got the VR is the only dominant color in the VR headset is red, because apparently cows respond best to the color red. It makes them happy.
Then why do they gore fucking the Spanish people when they?
That's not actually like the color thing. It's just the movement.
Oh right.
Because like they wind that fucking bull up before they go. Like they're stabbing it and slapping it and winding it up before.
They're
it
stabbing
goes
it
in there.
before it goes out there.
Yeah, they stab it with like little spears and stuff before it goes out to get it all pissed off.
Oh fuck.
And then it just sees this bit of movement and it's just like, that's it. That thing's fucking dead.
Yeah, so when you see humans getting absolutely destroyed on the
I
internet,
love when they get gored.
yeah, you're like, well, good luck to you.
Did you see that video of there was a guy at one of those things and he's like leaning over and he's like shouting at the bull or whatever, and the bull comes up, but it hits the board, and whatever way it hits the board, his head, he kind of goes forward a bit. His head makes like contact with the bull's skull. And then it shows the video of the aftermath, like, and his whole face is just imploded.
Oh my god.
And I was like, serves you right.
Yo, did you see the fucking that thing is actually a monster. That like I know we've discovered bulls hundreds of years ago, so like they seem normal enough, but they're not normal. They're huge.
No, they're bastards.
Absolutely incredibly strong, and they have knives on the top of their head.
Yeah.
And you're pissing this thing off, hoping that it hits you in the head. Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, like that's why they castrate most of them. Like,
Yeah, like it's actually insane. Like these people who like like fair play to the lads who actually can like dip, dodge, and dive out of the way of like a charging bull.
nah, fuck them.
But like at the end of the day, like what do you expect when you get fucking gored?
Yeah, they get gored, and I'd be happy.
Yeah, I laughed too. I was like, "You're an idiot for getting in there." First
Yeah.
of all, it's like it's not like like a brave
It's not,
thing.
yeah,
to do.
it's not a
just
controlled situation. You know, like I'm sure when you've gone to like stunt shows and stuff, you know, like where they do like live stunts or acrobatics and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's all controlled.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you get in there with a fucking animal, that's not controlled at all.
No, you're just hoping that it doesn't look at you and
Yeah.
starts charging. You're
Like-
hoping it runs at the other guy across the way
Yeah,
from you.
like the circus when they've got like animals and you know they've got lions and shit. Like you're just hoping that thing doesn't decide. You know what? I'm fucking eating you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have you, or I'm gonna gore you to death.
Yeah, like you're fucked.
Yeah, you are fucked. Yeah, you often see the one where like it knocks the people up in the air and then it stomps on them and it's like stabbing
Yeah.
them. And you're like, yeah, see, like, why would you get into that? Does it seem like a good idea now? Are you happy with your decision of the day? Because this could have started out a whole lot different of a day of like.
There's a really good documentary on Netflix about an elephant that like done that. It's called Tyke.
Oh, is this the elephant that like remembered the guy being cruel to him and then years later?
There was one guy who wasn't cruel to her or something, and she used to respond to him, and then he retired, and his assistant took over. But he was like really, really cruel, and she started acting up, and the retired guy was like, "You need to retire that elephant, like give her to like a sanctuary thing," and they were like, "Nah, it'd be all right." Brought her to Cuba, and they'd never had a live elephant in Cuba before, and brought the elephant. The elephant gored him, killed 3 or 4 people, ran down the street, and had to bring in the army to take it down. Like,
my God.
like they had to shoot the thing like fucking 2,000 or 3,000 times to kill
Oh
it.
yeah, man! Like their fucking skin is absolutely incredibly
Yeah.
thick, and like it's because of the amount of fat that's around them as well.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
And all they eat, like they're vegetarians. All they eat is like plants.
Yeah,
It's weird.
leave the elephants alone, man.
So talking about the animals, we have a couple. This story is from Union Lad, and it's about the almost sentient couple. They're both 99 years old, and they decided before they died they want to try fast food. So I don't know if it was Union Lad or some other kind of media who just basically gave the story to them, and it basically they fed them McDonald's, Burger King, Greg's, Subway, and Domino's. There might be one more fast food chain shown in there as well. I'm not too sure,
Probably
but
KFC or something, probably.
no, they actually didn't get KFC chicken. My biggest like disgrace of watching this video is they didn't give a Burger King burger. They gave them Burger King chicken nuggets, which I didn't even know they did. I didn't even know Burger King
Why?
did chicken nuggets.
It's in the name, like Burger King.
Yeah, so it has Burger King, and they're eating chicken nuggets, and they give the couple a Big Mac, which I can understand. That's
It is
a big
superior burger.
yeah, but at least give them, here's your Burger King burger, and here's your McDonald's burger.
Yeah.
Like, you two settled the debate on the Burger King burger.
Like, did they give
Big
them
Mac.
like an option maybe of what they wanted to order or something?
They didn't go into it. It basically just it gave them samples of all of these. Like they gave them Krispy Kreme was another one that they give, and so basically gave them samples of the food. I don't know if it was spread over a few days because maybe like they didn't like because they. I know the woman in the video. She was like, she was looking at the Big Mac burger and she's like, I don't think I can finish this. I wouldn't be able to finish this burger. So I don't think she would be able to try the burger.
Yeah, probably done over.
Try the pizza. So they done
different
over
times,
probably a
yeah.
few days. So like they could easily give them another burger and said, all right, this is the Burger King burger.
Yeah.
So there's a big debate over the Whopper versus the Big Mac.
Yeah.
So you try both and see where you lie on the whole Burger King burger. So if there was fast foods, that you would try again for the first time, which would be your I wish I tried that again for the first time?
McDonald's and Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah, so like I was trying to think this as well, because like obviously, but like by the time we had our first like McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that, we were way too young to remember our first one again. Like, oh well, Krispy Kreme only had like
Krispy Kreme. Yeah, my first Krispy Kreme. I remember that. That was really good.
Yeah, well, that happened I think earlier on this year. Was my first Krispy Kreme. Yeah, so I can vividly remember that.
Yeah.
But I had other donuts before, and I just thought, yeah, this is all right.
Yeah, I like Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, well, nothing. Actually, nothing.
They're the best donuts ever, Mark. Right?
Yeah, when I've had that. So like, actually, when I was doing a piece on Krispy Kreme on the podcast, when they first opened up in Dublin.
Yeah.
So I was reading up about it, and I got such a fucking craving for Krispy Kreme. I remember or not Krispy Kreme, just donuts in general. So when it first opened, there was like mile queues. It was really, really hard to go there because there was such huge queues to get into the thing. So I was like, I'm not driving to Dundrum, and I'm not to get a fucking donut. So
Blanchardstown
or where I'm not driving to Blanchardstown, the other end of fucking the M50, to get a donut. So I went to a local shop and I was like, hoping that they have Boston donuts, or like something to like take away something to take away my craving for donuts. But all they had was like jam donuts. So I wanted donuts so badly, so I just bought the jam donuts, and it just wasn't the same. I was like, I wanted something different.
Yeah,
everywhere's
doing donuts now, though.
Yeah, everyone does like
everywhere.
Bespoke. Well, one thing that they did with the Krispy Kreme, like I would have gave them the glazed donuts. Because they
didn't.
No, they gave them the fancier ones, the ones with chocolate.
Yeah, I would have given them just a glazed one.
Yeah, I think glazed.
Like it's the classic one.
Yeah, it's the classic ones. I would give them like a donut each. But it kind of got me thinking about McDonald's and fast food in general.
Yeah.
And I think that McDonald's, and like when they first came out, it was the 90-second meal. It was like your meal will be ready in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And now it takes about 5 minutes before your meal is done. Like so the idea of fast food, it's not really fast.
And it's still fast compared to like how long you'd wait in a restaurant.
Yeah, but not really as such what it was meant to be.
It's not as quick as it was meant to be, but I think that's down to the ingredients.
No,
they can't really use shitty ingredients anymore.
No, it's down to, because the burgers only take like a few seconds to make. It's only flip it each side, like because they're so thin. So the meat on the burgers take really. I think it's actually down to the selection and choice. So when McDonald's came down first started, it was only like you only could buy the burger.
Hamburger, wasn't it?
It was a hamburger and chips.
You
couldn't buy anything else, and you could have a milkshake or a soft drink.
Have you ever watched that movie, The Founder?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so like that's what I think. I think it lost its way. I think like if it has too much choice, I think there should be like a fast food chains that only do burgers and only do chips and only do either soft drinks or milkshakes, and half the food just like coming out on like a conveyor belt, so it's constantly going. I know you need this certain amount of like people coming through, or else the food's going to be kind of cold.
Yeah, you're going to need a certain amount of people coming through, and then you're going to have people like who don't want whatever. They don't want the pickle, or they don't want cheese, or they don't want the sauce, or they don't want
take off.
Yeah, but if it's already put on, it's harder to take off.
Yeah, I guess you could do plain burgers, and then one's all mess, and you just go, and then there'll be two burgers.
Then you'd have to make sure that you had the demand for both burgers.
No, because you have heaters. So let's say you have 5 burgers.
Because you can only leave the burger after the burger's prepared. It can only stay there for like 5 minutes or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in McDonald's and Burger King and stuff, they don't have an hour hand on the clock.
Yeah.
They only have a minute hand.
Oh, really?
So they write. Next time you get a burger, it'll have like marked on it. It'll be like a number between 1 and 12, and that's when your burger was prepared.
All right.
And it goes in the bin after 5 minutes.
Yeah, so like, obviously you need to have a certain amount of clientele, but if you have a busy fast food chain,
hey, like if you're somewhere like city centre.
Yeah, exactly. You could be pumping out burgers.
Yeah.
Like there's no business, and there's a load of bespoke burger places. It's weird.
Yeah.
Popped up in town.
Yeah, like burgers and donuts have taken off.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't.
Yeah, like what's the fascination with burgers?
Yeah, I do like a good burger, but I think right now they're too big,
Yeah, they're way too big.
so you
Like,
can't actually
can't
fit in your mouth.
actually-
Yeah.
You need to eat your burger with a knife and fork.
Yeah, exactly. So like the idea of a burger, the buns on either side was to hold the burger in your
Yeah.
hand, and then you just eat it, and so you don't need knives and forks. But now that they're making like throw like onion rings in, they throw
Yeah,
everything
just-
into these burgers, so you have to either unhinge your jaw or turn it sideways. And
Like, I got a burger, up in Dublin like last week,
Mm.
and it was a bun, and in between the bun was like 2 fucking burgers.
Yeah,
I was like, how the fuck are you supposed to eat this thing? So I ended up taking one burger off and eating it without bread, like.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Just eating the other burger on its own.
yeah, and like there's diminishing returns when it comes to burger size.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I do them just big enough so you can fit in your hand, and then you can.
Yeah, you can fit it in your mouth.
Yeah, that's all you need. You don't need too huge for people to eat. So
Yeah, they're good, and that's crazy.
we should start our own fast food restaurant.
Shite
Bur-
food.
Shite food or shite burgers. Have a whole industry.
Welcome
Yeah,
to Shite Burger.
welcome to shite burger. What can they? Oh, you're only getting a burger. Can I have a chicken? No, you can't have a chicken burger. Can I have
No,
nuggets?
sorry,
You
it's,
don't do
it's
nuggets.
only this burger
Yeah, or these
and,
chips.
and these chips. Sorry, that's
That's
all.
all. That's all I got. So should we talk about Kevin the Carrot?
Oh, Kevin the Carrot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kevin the Carrot's back.
Yeah, this I think last year we had a similar style story come out about either Kevin the Carrot or carrot related things. So
Yeah, the guy. I didn't think Kevin the Carrot was still a thing. Like, he was last year, and I didn't think they'd bring him back this year.
yeah, but there always seems to be a toy on the market that causes parents to lose their
Yeah.
absolute shit.
Like,
So,
So-
we should probably explain the story
Yeah.
before we go on any
so
further.
like Kevin the Carrot is this Aldi, which is a retail chain.
Yeah,
Have this TV ad, and the central character in it is Kevin the Carrot, and he's got all his little friends. Like, one of them I think is a fucking Brussels sprout.
yeah,
There's an onion or something, a parsnip or whatever. But Kevin the Carrot's the popular one. So he ran in the Aldi Christmas campaign last year, and he's back in it again this year. And last year and this year they've released like a little teddy bear version of him that people can buy in the shops, and people have been queuing like an hour and a half before they open the shop to buy the fucking thing. And customers are like fighting each other. They're limiting. Some Aldis are limiting the amount of people they will let in the store.
fuck. And is this happening in Ireland or is it happening in the UK?
It's happening everywhere. I think I seen a video up in Dublin like where staff were like making barricades out with trolleys to like try and get customers back out when they sold out of like the dog.
Oh my god! And yeah, like I don't know what it is about Christmas. I know there's a lot of pressure. No, it was one of the years. It was those little elves on shelves.
Yeah, that's still a thing as well.
That's the little thing. But when they first came out, they got crazy popular because basically, if there's any kids listening out, to fuck them out of the room, or fast forward the podcast because I'm going to ruin Christmas on them. All right. So basically, what the parents do with these,
You can't ruin Christmas. Santa sends an elf to the house. To sit on the
so
shelf.
what parents do, right? Like, Christmas is a conspiracy that we're all in on. Like, it really is. Like, it's like we all know it's fake. We pretend like it's real. It's the biggest conspiracy, and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, what about Jesus?
Well, now you're
That's
just
the
now you're just
real
offending.
meaning
Well, you could say all religion, but
The
like,
real meaning of Christmas.
yeah, no, so Santa like is the basic conspiracy. We all pretend that he's real, but nobody talks about it. Like even non-religious people will go play along that like Santa is real if they're around a kid.
Not all the time though.
Yeah, and I know there's some parents that are absolute
Some parents
arseholes.
are like dicks and are just like, yeah,
I got you this.
I got you. This.
I want all the glory.
He doesn't exist. Don't tell your friends.
But like what this like elf on the shelf does is it like parents just like take the elf and put it in funny places, and then the kids are like, oh, he's making like angels out of flour.
Some of them are pretty good though.
No, they are quite clever, but like parents are basically just playing with this elf and letting their kids get to think it's real. So like he's doing like weird things, and then the text. I remember one parent got their kid on the radio, and they're talking about the elf, and she has, my mom said he's very kinky, and it's just like,
He's very kinky.
stop this, like, don't let your kid go on radio and start saying some elf is kinky.
I know a guy who, rather than do Elf on the Shelf with his kids, he did Krampus. Do you know Krampus?
No.
Krampus is like a German thing where he comes around before Santa. I think it's like the 8th or the 9th of December. Krampus comes around and he kidnaps all the ball children. So he takes all the ball children and he goes, and then Santa Claus comes then on Christmas Eve. But he only comes to the houses of the good children because the bad children have all been taken away.
So wait, where are you going with the story?
No, just that's what he does instead of Elf on the
He
Shelf.
kidnaps kids.
No, yeah, Krampus does, yeah.
Yeah, but so
But that's
like
what my friend has like a little Krampus doll.
Oh right.
And instead of Elf on the Shelf, Krampus is watching his kid.
So like you're training your kids that like, I've got you this little elf, and if you're not good, he's going to kidnap you and take you away.
Yeah, I don't know if he told the
German
story.
people are weird.
Yeah, Germans are weird.
German people are
But
very
they started
weird.
the whole Santa Claus thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know he was Finnish or something, but like he started it all in Germany.
Yeah, he used to be green as well, and then Coca-Cola was like...
He was a real person.
Yeah. Well,
Some people
say-
say he's supposed to be buried in Wicklow.
Yeah, some say...
I don't think that's real.
I don't know. Maybe
Like,
it is.
He was a fucking bishop in Germany. Chances are he's buried in Germany.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he went over to Ireland for a bit. And
Maybe St. Patrick.
Like, yeah, maybe he went over. He's actually St. Patrick's dad.
Yeah. Priests were allowed to have wives and kids back then.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's like... yeah, do you know the reason why they're not allowed wives and kids?
Money.
No. It's because... yeah, it actually is money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
When they died,
monks-
their estate used to go to their wives and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So what the church did was like they gave it to no marrying. So like it used to be all rich people that would become priests.
Yeah, like one used to become like a doctor or something,
And the other
would become a priest.
Yeah, exactly. So all their inheritance would go to the church. But monks, they used to also ban any like intercourse or anything with women as well, because they're rock stars. They're like back in the day, they're the original kind of rock stars, and they'd be sleeping around with people, and women would be like coming to the monastery. So they're send them off to like an
Send
island.
them to convents.
Inishmore was off an island, so like keeping away from temptation.
They send them off there.
Yeah,
Jesus,
there.
it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, that's why it was also to protect like valuable goods from like Vikings as well. That's why Innismore was there, because it was harder to invade.
Eh.
So another kind of Christmas related story, and this started like last year, and it's to do with the song "Fairy Tale in New York," and it's kind of popped up again. So last year there were a few radio DJs around the world saying that they would refuse to play Fairy Tale in New York, or they think it should be censored, or it should be banned off the airways altogether because of homophobic language used in the song.
Yeah.
So there's a line that comes on, scumbag, you maggot, you cheap lousy faggot, happy Christmas, you arsehole, blah 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 blah.
That's the thing, though. Do you know what a faggot actually is?
A bundle of sticks.
Yeah, well, it's a bundle of sticks, or in England, it's like a fucking meatball.
Yeah. So like, obviously this has a faggot has a different meaning now.
Yeah.
Than it did back when the song was written, and
I think it was the same meaning when the song was written. It's just it was not as PC.
yeah, it's not as PC.
People didn't get as offended. By
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
everything.
But because of like the popularity of the song, and it's played everywhere, the PC police have been out saying like this song can't be played, even though it was voted like last year.
It's always for like top 5 best Christmas songs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one of the most popular Christmas songs of all time. It's like probably the most popular. That and like Last Christmas is probably the two most popular Christmas songs of all time.
They're trying to ban Baby It's Cold Outside as well, aren't they? Because it encourages rape culture, apparently.
No, I thought it was
The man is trying to prevent the woman from leaving.
Oh yeah, they did. I think that one was successful though.
Yeah.
I think that actually was, because last year it wasn't played on any of the radio stations.
Yeah,
I think
it's
Christmas.
played everywhere in Scotland.
Really?
Yeah.
They play like
Every
Spy-
shop we went into in Scotland over the weekend was playing "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I remember because at that stage I was still in the radio station. We weren't told not to play it, so I did play it. So
Breaking rules.
no, I think actually there's a few people in the radio station that thought it was nonsense as well. There was no one behind the whole "baby's call outside" is rape culture.
Yeah, like it's nonsense.
Yeah, because like no doesn't always mean no. And I think that song is like an example of that, where your woman wasn't like, no, I'm leaving. She's like, no, keep asking me. She's like, no,
Yeah, it's
no.
No, it's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's getting too far, like.
Well, yeah, it is, and I think that's a really, really ridiculous. I think because "Baby It's Cold Outside" wasn't as popular as "Fairy Tale in New York," like I'd be very, very surprised if it ever got banned or even censored. Maybe censored. I could see it getting censored, but it'll never ever be banned. I wouldn't say.
Yeah, like it. But even censoring it is a bit stupid.
It's giving into them a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah, like.
Because like it's only a very, very tiny percentage of people, and I wouldn't even say it's people who are in fact gay that are calling for it to be censored. It's like I remember even on a radio station that I was listening to last year, one of the DJs, he isn't gay, and he was saying that it should be banned. But there are gay radio presenters on that show, and they didn't say that they agree with him. They didn't say, yeah, I think I'm offended by this song. They didn't say like they said, no, I'm not personally offended by it, but I can see why people might be offended by it. And
yeah, but like even somebody gets offended by something, nothing happens.
yeah, exactly.
Like if you get offended by a word, nobody actually really cares.
Well, like if you got offended by a song, you have very little like problems left in your life. If that's the only thing you're getting offended by is a line in a song that's used maybe twice in the song,
it's fine. Like when the song comes on the radio, change the station.
Yeah.
Don't listen to it.
Like just playing like
I don't listen to the radio because I don't like pop music.
yeah. Well, I still listen to the radio. I think there's
Yeah, but
some
you know,
good
like,
music out there.
I don't listen. That's why I don't listen to the radio.
Yeah, there isn't good enough
I'm
music.
not gonna like. Although I do comment on Radio Nova's Facebook page a lot.
You do. I've seen your like, man. I think I've only ever heard
But they like
George Ezra once on Radio Nova, and you're like, why do you keep playing George Ezra?
No, I hear it a lot. Anytime I listen to the Radio Nova, they're playing George Ezra.
I've only ever heard it
Every
once. And I was like,
single
what?
time.
And I seen I was on Facebook once. I seen because I liked Radio Nova on Facebook, and I seen a comment made, and he's like something about playing George Ezra all the time. I was like,
Every time.
but then
I listen
the
to that
next
station,
day,
they're playing
the next day I heard it, and it's like, oh, they're probably just doing this out of spite.
Yeah, like they, but like they model themselves as a rock station. That's why that pisses me off.
Well, I wouldn't say George Ezra. I know
George Ezra's not rock.
He's like when he first came out, he was indie. He was a indie.
George Ezra's just bullshit.
I think he's indie. I'd still class him as kind of indie, especially his first album was. It's. I think like there are poppy lyrics into it, but this is where like music, when you try to like segregate what music is, like it gets a bit hazy, like because some of his lyrics are pop lyrics, but like if you take a rock song and he didn't shout, it has a very, very similar format to pop.
There's very few rock bands that actually shout out there on the radio.
But I'm not. Well, I'm just saying as an example, like if you take the shouting or the heavy instruments and you just focus on the format of the lyrics in the song, it's they all use the same rhythm. Everyone uses the same rhythm, and even the material of what they're singing about, all it can be is like heartbreak. You either love someone or someone has hurt you. Like that's the format of every song. So like I think people can get like a little bit too fucking like, ooh, that's not actually technically rock music because
it's just but like listen to that radio station and count the rock songs in an hour.
But like they don't market themselves as a rock station, and that's probably why they don't, because they play Amy Winehouse sometimes, and she's soul and she's good, and they also play your man Bob Marley, who is in rock as well. He's reggae.
They do though. Every like half an hour, they do say, "We play the songs nobody else will."
Yeah, exactly. They never use the word rock.
But they
always,
used to.
No, they always use.
It's still in their bio on Facebook.
They always use the word seriously addictive music.
Yeah, but their bio says Ireland's premier rock station.
Yeah, and because they do play rock music
on a Friday at 3:00 in the morning.
No, like as a whole, because you won't see too much Metallica there. They very rarely will play Foo Fighters, but and there is a lot of rock bands which I wish they play more of, but they do play rock songs. And
they play about 3 rock songs.
Yeah, but they're not a hard rock station.
They still only play like 3 rock songs.
I wouldn't say they play 3 rocks. Like I've heard there are other rock bands that are. I'm not gonna go through their like. What's Bruce Springsteen? They play him a good bit, and they play Pink Floyd a good bit, which are rock. Which and even Bruce Springsteen, he's kind of on the fence of rock. You can see why rock people will get he's seen, and he play AC/DC a good bit as well.
Yeah, Springsteen's on the fence.
Yeah, he has a band.
Weird.
I like Bruce Springsteen. I listen to him all the time. But he's a guy I wish I could see.
You ever seen him?
No.
It's probably too expensive, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit expensive.
Like the Eagles.
Yeah, I'd like to see him, but I don't want to travel to Slane. I wouldn't travel to Slane for him. There's very few people that travel to.
I think he played in the RDS, didn't he?
Yeah, that sold out really, really quick. Yeah, as well. Yeah, and I guess it's but I just you can't.
Has he played Slane?
Yeah, he played Slane.
Did he?
Yeah, I think the last time he played was Slane.
Yeah, Slane's like.
He might be playing Slane again. That's we were all talking about. No, it's so funny. When I was at Metallica, who played Slane last time, they had such a small. It's in between songs they play music, and they had such a song selection of songs.
Yeah.
So there were only about 5 songs that they'd play, and then they'd stop for a bit, and then they just played the same 5 songs. But System of a Down. When System of a Down started playing, I remember this is just someone just put on System of a Down. The whole audience, my section anyway, started singing System of a Down. And I was like, my God, System of a Down are really popular. Me and the lad that I worked with, we used to text into random radio stations, Radio Nova included, to play System of a Down. We used to see if anyone would ever acknowledge playing System of a Down. And no one ever plays System of a Down. So.
Yeah. That's the weird thing with metal in particular. It gets really popular with no radio play.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's so many artists out there that's really popular. There's a gangster Irish rap group called Versatile, and they're extremely popular. And because of their lyrics, it's never getting near the radio.
Yeah, it's mad.
So I don't think. I think the day of needing a radio station in order to get popular, we have YouTube. There's so many other better vehicles that are a better way of getting your music out there. Spotify.
YouTube though causes a problem as well, because even some bands that post their own music on YouTube gets taken down by their record company. Yeah, well I think I haven't really heard too much of that now, but I can understand if you sign to a label and then you sign all previous hits made, but generally if you make a song that's not under your label name, if you have an old song that's outside the label, so they can't actually, you own the full rights to that song, but when you sign after, then you have all future hits are owned by the label. So the royalties from YouTube will be split up mostly between your label, and then they'll give you maybe a tiny percentage of royalties as well. You might get 1% royalties. So it depends on how much of the music you write.
Yeah, exactly. Depends how involved you are in the process. But in terms of the label has a good majority of it, and then
they get somewhere 90% of what
they
make.
Yeah, exactly. So the producer of your album will get a certain percentage of the royalties. If you have taken any samples, then obviously the people who sampled the songs get a certain percentage, and then it filters down to the artists themselves, and then the artists themselves get a simple sample. I don't know if the backing singers, or if you have musicians.
I think they just get paid a fee.
I think they might get
musicians and stuff. Just get paid a fee.
Yeah, I think they just get paid a fee, but everyone else put in. Yeah, that's a dirty game of of the music business. Like
The
these,
entertainment industry in general.
well, it used to get to. I remember, man from Aerosmith.
Steven Tyler?
Tyler, yeah, he was on Joe Rogan. He was talking about how they get them, like they give them a load of free drugs and stuff like that, and then get them sign them contracts in order to like take advantage of them. And then when
You should do that with pop bands. Like pop bands sign a contract, release their first single. The single is big. If the single is a hit, fine. If the single's not, they're never heard of again.
Yeah.
But if the single gets big, they start giving them a load of money. They're like, oh, pick out a house, we'll buy you a house. Pick a car, we'll buy you a car.
Yeah.
And then they buy all these things. Then somebody in the band goes, oh, you know what? I'm done with this now. I want to quit. And they're like, hey, no, you owe us like 4 million.
Yeah.
And it's like, make another album. Off you go there. Be a good boy.
Well, yeah, they also like they don't like get a lawyer to read this, and there's like a load of fucking legal text, and they're like, it's probably a really thick piece of papers where like, oh, you don't need to read that. Sign this. This is just legal mumble.
Because a lot of the time, like the record company will provide you the lawyer that's reading your contract for you.
Yeah, exactly, and they'll just say sign here. And
yeah, just like sign it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just like standard legal protocol, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And like remember, like a lot of these are people are like late teens or early 20s.
Yeah.
And so like they're like
you're just happy to be making a fucking
yeah, exactly.
record.
They're like, do I want to be Britney Spears? Yes, I do. Sign. And then, that's all that's going through their heads. Like, do I want to be mega rich and famous? Yes, I do. I'll just sign this contract because that's what everyone else does, and then get taken advantage of. Yeah, I think this podcast really did have everything in it. I think we might as well leave it there. I would like pop stars that's been taken advantage of. We had burnt arseholes, we had
burnt assholes,
facts about fish, and we had Fairy Tale in New York, and now even sad pop star stories. I guess we'll be back next Thursday for another podcast.
Yeah, we'll be back next week.
Yeah. Any suggestions of shows that or stories that we should cover? I know a few people sent in the TikTok to Ken, so a shout out to those guys who did that. You can email in shytalk@gmail.com for all your podcast suggestions of things you want us to talk about, and remember to subscribe wherever you're listening to your podcast so you get updates of when shows are released, as well as find us on all social media. So talk to you then.
See you later.
Shut up and sit down.